You can be the best Kovaaks aimer in the world, but if you can't hit your shots in game, be it tracking or flicking, you automatically go from a 10 to a 0. And the worst part is people are too stubborn to point out if the two aren't correlated. Some guys can just go years and years of their life just aiming for scores and never know it won't actually help with their in-game performance. In this video, you're gonna learn how to always aim well, as it reflects how you feel about yourself when gaming. Let's begin. If the first thing you thought about when seeing the title of this video is, I always practice good, I do this sick playlist, then you're not thinking about this enough. There's much more that affects the way you aim than you think. The way I designed these aim training routines isn't focused on what does this rank represent, like traditional benchmarks. Instead, it's all about what skill you're going to walk away with when you reach that level. The whole system is designed to target specific weaknesses in your aim. It's not about achieving some overall rank that says, hey, now you're done, but rather it's actually about focusing on your individual mistakes that I see all too often in my coaching. So let's say you're on step 3, which is all about overflicking. Once you've completed that step, it means you've now improved your overflicking and not just grinded a specific score. It's set up to be skill-based and not just about getting you a rank that will validate your ego. But don't get me wrong, the playlists will progressively get harder. The scenarios become more challenging and the score requirements will push you further. Keep in mind, it's not meant for you to reach a rank on day 1. They're meant to be a challenge. If you're a beginner, expect to put a lot of effort into just stage 1. So don't worry if you don't hit a rank right away. Keep playing these. They're actually designed for long-term improvement and not just purely to test you. And on that note, I'm excited to announce that my aim coaching is officially back, open and starting today. It's only available for a limited time and spots do fill up quickly, so if you're serious about improving, grab your spot while you can. I'll leave a link in the description. See, I never liked these benchmarks that are just there to test your aim. Personally, if I'm in Kovaaks or any other aim trainer, I want to improve my aim. That's what these playlists are all about. This system is all about growth. We'll leave the testing for how we play in-game and not in Kovaaks. There are a couple of ways you can utilize these playlists. One option is to play 5 playlists in a single hour. This isn't recommended for beginners, however. But another option is to treat these like my FAR routines. Play each one for a week or daily and just forget about the benches completely. They're designed to be flexible, and it's really up to you how you want to approach it. Another important aspect is the categories. The playlists are what I like to call soft categories, meaning they aren't strict divisions like this is only reflex training. While they have an emphasis on that specific skill, each playlist actually sticks to the fundamentals of aim training. You'll find similarities to help you build a strong foundation no matter what stage you are on. Now, I know some of you might be wondering, what if I'm stuck? Let's say you can't get past stage 1. This is where the benchmark comes in. It's not about labeling you with a rank and saying, hey, you're bad or hey, you're good. The stages are about identifying exactly where your weaknesses are. So let's say you're stuck in stage 1, which is all about fundamentals. That means you effectively need to go back and work on said fundamentals. These playlists are built to highlight the common issues you'll face in game, and each stage focuses on a specific skill you'll need to improve. And here's the thing. The benches aren't made to be completed in a day. The goal is to keep working on them. Each step is focused on a specific skill, and as you play more, you'll be actively improving in that area and not purely testing it. So in a sense, these are less like benchmarks and more like a step-by-step skill improvement. You'll know you've mastered a rank and can move on because you're actively working on them, unlike a traditional benchmark, which can be very limiting. These actually offer to help identify exactly what step you're stuck on and where you need to get better, since the entire playlist is actually about the category you're on, unlike other benches who just have a couple of scenarios. Now, I want to talk about something even more unique to these benches, the newly implemented adapt feature. If you don't know what that is, it essentially adapts the difficulty to revolve around your skill, increasing the speed or making the target smaller or bigger depending on how well you perform. These are specifically designed to push you, and especially great for tracking. From my experience in aim coaching, some of the most common traits I see in naturally skilled players are their speed and reactive ability. they naturally push themselves without the aim trainer requiring them to do so. But most people can't really do this, and that's exactly what these adaptoneurals help you with. In conclusion, if you focus on these playlists, stay consistent, and use them to target specific weaknesses, you'll see steady improvement in your aim over time. Remember, aim training is a journey, not a sprint. Keep pushing yourself and you'll hit shots you never thought were possible. Done.